Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. All good?
Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2. Dandy Thunder. Testing, testing. Dandy Thunder, Heidelberg United.
Dandenong Thunder would like to thank its following 2025 sponsors. Major sponsor, Rapid Start Alliance. Entertainment Projects. Bessar Group. Anton Jewelry. Ali Flowers. Messer & Sons. Solomon Group. Exclusive Property Developments. Valencia. Royal Stacks. Maleku Group. Elysium Real Estate. Barbecue K. Cameron Commercial Real Estate. The Matter and Hyde. CNC Pros, Spectrum Real Estate, and Medini Group. State Code of Behaviour. It is important that all spectators and a Football Federation Victoria approved fixture are able to enjoy the match in a safe and comfortable environment. Accordingly, each person present at every fixture must A. Respect the decisions of the match officials. B. Respect the rights, dignity and worth of every person regardless of their race, colour, religion, language, politics, national or ethnic origin. C. Not engage in the use of violence in any form, whether it may be as other spectators, team officials, including coaches or players. D. Not engage in discrimination, harassment or abuse in any form, whether lawful or otherwise, including but not limited to the use of obscene or offensive language or gestures. The incitement of hatred or violence or partaking in indecent or racist chanting. E. Comply with FFV's conditions of entry at all venues and any ticket condition. F. Not carry light or throw flares or missiles, including on the field of play or at other spectators. G. Not enter the field of play that surrounds without lawful authority. And H. Conduct themselves in a manner that enhances rather than injures the reputation and goodwill of FFV, Football Federation Australia, FFA, and football generally. Any person who does not comply with this code or who is in the opinion of the club and FFV causes Number 6, Aidan Edwards. Number 20. Substitute for the Dandenong Thunder. Number 19, Jock Akwen. Number 9, Wade Degger. Number 2, Lyra Malmazi. Number 4, Sevdim Ismaili. And Ben McCauley. Hope you enjoy the game. There will be a minute's silence just before kick-off in respect to one of the sponsors' fathers who just passed away recently, so please stand up when the referee blows the whistle for a minute's silence.
Good evening and welcome to George Andrews reserve for tonight's NPL Victoria fixture between Dandenong Thunder and Heidelberg United. A beautiful night for football, quite balmy here to continue what has already been an action-packed weekend of NPL men's Victoria football, and two of the form teams to kick off the season meet here in what is set to be an absolute cracker. My name is Nick Tabano and I'm joined here today by Adam Palombi for all the action. Adam, set to be a big game today between two teams who are jostling for finals positions this year.
A pleasure to be alongside you tonight, Nick Tabano, here in the heart of Dandenong. The sun beaming upon us from commentary. Both these sides at the moment cannot be split even if you try, we look at the ladder, 5th and 6th respectively between these two sides. 4 matches played, 2 wins, a draw and a loss to share with the same amounts of goals for and against. Dare I say, it's the cautions which have Heidelberg United in front of Dandenong Thunder on the ladder, whereas the hosts might have a few more yellow cards to pocket. Hence, they're in that 6th place, but evenly matched these two sides for tonight's clash.
Absolutely, as you mentioned, both sides starting this season strongly with 2 wins, a draw and a defeat. We'll take you through the starting lineups for both teams, starting off with Dandenong Thunder. They've made 3 changes to their side. Ben Jeeba, Hassan Jalot and Daniel Alessi in for his first minutes of the season coming into the starting lineup. Jay Romanovsky, Wade Decker and Sevdim Ismaili head to the bench. They're joined in that starting lineup by Jamie Young, Mercer Mehmedi, Adam Edwards, Yuki Oshida, Kyle Taylor, Daniel Clark, Ali Suleimani, This Amarengan, and of course we mentioned Jeeba and Alessi in that lineup as well. Heidelberg United have made 2 changes. One has been made right on the stroke of kickoff. So coming into the side is both Johnny Apostolopoulos and Anthony Theodoropoulos. Theodoropoulos in for his first minutes of the season. Out goes Jamal Ali, who is out on international duty with South Sudan, and Ryan Lethlean, a late scratching from the contest today. Joining them in the starting lineup is, of course, Yaron Souza, the captain, Ben Collins, Anthony Lesiotis, Mohamed Adara, Bourgeois, Sebit Noor, Dalibor Markovic, Asahi Yokokawa, and Max Bassetto. Just about to get underway here for Saturday night football from Melbourne's southeast. It'll be Dandenong Thunder kicking things off in their home red and black kits from right to left, and Heidelberg in their traditional yellow and black going from left to right. Big stakes for both of these two teams, looking to solidify themselves as teams to watch heading into the second month of the campaign. Of course, they're the second of 2 games in NPL Men's Victoria football. We saw St Albans give Avondale a little bit of a scare, but ended up losing that game 4-1. But today, as we know here, Adam, these two teams, they love goals. They love to get on the score sheet, play nice attacking football. Hoping for plenty of that tonight here at George Andrews.
It's a nice bit of a breeze also, just moving from left to right. I'm sure Heidelberg in this first half will look to utilise that when in attack. Of course, a lot of pace in that front 3, Bissetto and Gore and Joush, who can all really infiltrate with their pace. I'm sure some perhaps long balls over the top might be the key to perhaps unlock this Dandenong Thunder defence. In their way, of course, so Nick Tabano. Jamie Young.
Yeah.
Not so young these days, but certainly someone with all his vintage will be hard to get beaten.
Well, he has been one of the best goalkeepers over the last 10 years or so in the A-League Men's before departing Melbourne City in the January transfer window to essentially call his professional football retirement and come on down here to Dandenong Thunder on the eve of the season. And there is Kyle Taylor, who also possesses plenty of experience in the professional realm, of course, with Bournemouth and most recently in League One with Exeter City. As Heidelberg win the free kick here. Nice turnout here in the southeast for football. Of course, it's quite a warm evening. Try and savour these conditions for a little bit longer because we know as the season goes on, we're not going to have too many more of those. We're getting towards the winter months as Apostolopoulos sends it long. Jouash couldn't win it. And here is Hassan Jalot feeding it short to Clark. Now a chance for Ben Jeeba getting forward down this left-hand side. And he tugged the shirt there from Theodoropoulos, and the Dandenong Thunder bench wanted a free kick. Jeeba looking to play it through. Comes back to Edwards. And they're happy to reset here through all the experience of Daniel Alessi. First minutes of the season. Suleimani tight to Taylor, and he goes to ground, and it's a free kick there to Thunder in a very dangerous position.
Surprised in that passage of play that Markovic was, well, rather a little bit overzealous in trying to obtain possession. There was no foul called upon this broadcast side, although on the opposite, towards the Camille Rexy grandstand, it's Dandenong Thunder who have an opportunity. Early danger signs perhaps, and the hosts might have an opportunity here to infiltrate Yaron Souza.
So the tall timber forward from the back here for Dandenong Thunder, Alessi, and of course the big Dutchman as well, This Amarengan. The ball is floated into the area, and it's found. It was actually came all the way through to Mercer Mehmedi, but he wasn't able to direct that one on target. And the all-time appearance leader for Dandenong Thunder in NPL Victoria football, just putting it wide. So first chance of the game going to the home side. Of course, you mentioned, Adam, both these two teams with 2 wins to their names. Dandy Thunder recording one of those wins last week against Altona on the road. Well, last week, Heidelberg United played out a thoroughly entertaining 1-1 draw against Preston Lions, and almost certain that both those two teams will be hoping to lock horns again come September time, and once finals are right around the corner. Sousa playing it short to Collins. Johnny Apostolopoulos deputising alongside him with Lethlean out of the squad today, and three key defensive absentees for Heidelberg at the moment when you think about it. Jamal Ali, Aidan Federhagic out for the season, and of course being without Ryan Lethlean is a late scratching, so John Anastasiadis having to go deep into the depth chart to fill out a back four for today. On ball forward there towards Hassan Jalot, and goes out of bounds for a throw in. Hassan Jalot already 3 goals this season, back in the starting lineup today. He's been in some really solid form since returning to NPL Victoria.
I just question the Heidelberg United backline. It's only Benjamin Collins who's had a lot of match experience recently. The 3 players around him of Markovic, Pideropoulos and Apostolopoulos. There's a bit of chemistry perhaps that might be foreign to those players in that defensive half. As the hosts continue to try build. Had a decent start. It was a really inviting free kick in which Dandy Thunder couldn't seem to manufacture something from. But since then they've had control. Mementi knocks it out wide nicely. Cutting back inside was Jiba. Mementi will be happy to just keep possession. The territory being built now by the hosts. And that's grandstand side, it's going to be Thunder's ball, and they continue to build. It's rather subdued at the minute, the heat perhaps having its implications. It's a blistering afternoon, early stages of March, and well, it has had implications on football around the state in recent weeks as Memeti goes nice and long, trying to pick out a teammate. Not certain with Heidelberg in defence. Cross comes in, not cleared really. And a chance might open up for Jiba. It was inviting across the face of goal. Nobody there home for Dandy Thunder. And the Burgers perhaps let off the hook, Nick.
Yeah, was just waiting for someone to come in at the back post and knock it home. But this has been a really good spell here from Dandy Thunder, Adam. I've got to say, Adam Piddick will be very pleased with what he's seeing early going. They've taken control of this contest. They've got Heidelberg on the back foot as that pass, though, from Memeti just gives the visitors a little bit of a let-off there, but it was all the experience of Ben Jiba getting forward from left back and trying to tee one up there for one of those Thunder attackers. Jiba, of course, yet to score a goal in NPL Victoria. He spent a lot of his time at South Melbourne, but still looking for that first senior goal. Markovic sends it long. It's really to no one in the end, and unless he is happy to play it back to Jamie Young, a little bit of a mix-up there that almost played Thunder into a little bit of pressure there as Amarengan happy to steady things. Great story is this Amarengan. I'm not sure if you knew about this one, Adam, but of course played a lot of his football in the lower tiers in Holland, but made his way to Australia last year and was playing in the Metros. He was playing for Swinburne FC. He made one appearance for him before joining Dandy Thunder, so he's made quite the jump up the pyramid. And here is Daniel Clark in behind, and he was looking for Jalot, but well defended by Apostolopoulos. Clark again floating it into the area, and that's out of bounds and out for a goal kick.
I like the idea over the top, and it was inviting perhaps for Dandy Thunder yet again. It was Clark who was making some inroads. And yet again, it's just you have quite the question mark perhaps surrounding this Heidelberg United defence, and there could be yet another change. As you see, substitutes warming up quickly. Aaron Sousa just having a chat to Johnny Anastasiadis, and I believe on the floor at the minute, it's in a bit of trouble. Might be Theodoropoulos, who was a late inclusion. And Johnny A's got his arms stretched out. He's a little bit bemused. He's perhaps running out of cavalry, considering there's a lot of injuries, international duty players also not being in attendance. And while the Heidelberg physios come on to the playing surface, you hope it's nothing too serious.
He's having a conversation there with his brains trust to work out what they're going to do here, because the last thing, as you mentioned, Adam, is they would want is another defensive injury. Apostolopoulos making only his second appearance of the season. And on the bench today for Heidelberg, Ryan Govan, the backup goalkeeper, Fletcher Fulton, Chock Dow, Jay McGowan and Peter Klaassen. Just waiting for confirmation on who the replacement is for Ryan Lethlean on the bench as well for Heidelberg, but of course they had to draft someone in at the last moment, so don't have a natural defender by my knowledge that is sort of ready to slot in, but Apostolopoulos is back up on his feet, so that's a good sign there for the Heidelberg bench. Fingers crossed he's able to continue. We saw the injury carnage last night for South Melbourne. They certainly felt the full brunt of that in the first half when they lost both Jack Payne-Andrews and Noel Bernarda, and as you know, Adam, it's in the early stages of the season when it's hot in these sort of conditions. It makes things difficult for those players out there. So no surprise feeling the conditions there if it's a bit of a muscular sort of injury. But such an early point in the game. It's a hammer blow if he's forced off the pitch.
They're currently down to 10 men out of the Burgers. Theodoropoulos trying to just perhaps run it off. But meanwhile, can Dandenong Thunder perhaps utilise the extra man to their advantage as Taylor carries it forward nicely. Towards the right flank, the ball travels. Taylor progressing his incisive run. Falls all the way back to the man from Swinburne, if we can refer to him as that, as he shifts it on towards Mehmeti. Central on the paint of the semicircle was Edwards. Methodical. Theodoropoulos is back up on his feet, and Johnny A is rather content with not having to make a substitution. Tabano put it perfectly. The Burgers don't exactly have a defensive substitute at their disposal. So a crossing opportunity. Ball flung in. Collins heads it away. Edwards to recycle. Shifts it laterally. Mehmeti once more. The message from the manager from the Burgers is to keep things tight. Adam Pittock wants a push-up from Thunder. Bisetto gets his foot in the way. Jauch can't turn out of danger. Taylor having some early involvement. Suleimani does just enough. The Burgers really flooding back at the minute. Spreading wide. Jauch basically a left-back as Mehmeti. Ball crossed into the back post. Edwards will arrive. He'll meet it. Crossing opportunity still there. Dandenong Thunder have a chance to score. And Daniel Clark will be, well, thinking, I've made a meal of that, considering he was unmarked. Central, right in front of Yaron Souza, who would have been well and truly beaten if the header was on target. It was rising, it kept rising, and went over the crossbar. That's a very early let-off for the visitors.
What an absolute golden opportunity there for the veteran Daniel Clark. Still looking for his first goal for Dandenong Thunder. Adam, of course, scored plenty of goals around the traps here in NPL Victoria, but you'd back him to put that one in the back of the net, and probably, it's easy for us to say from up here, probably should have done just a little bit better, and he'd be kicking himself he wasn't able to make the most of it. Early warning sign, though, for Heidelberg. They're going to have to be on their toes with this Thunder attack. Still just trying to work out what's going on this Heidelberg bench. There's a lot of conversations at the moment with the fourth official. But it does look like Apostolopoulos is going to try and soldier on for the time being, so there hasn't been any sort of confirmation whether they are going to pull the trigger and make a change. But certainly one just to keep an eye on as the game progresses, as Alessi feeds it short to Suleimani, the captain, and he puts that ball out for a throw-in. Souza just happy to calm things down for the moment. Heidelberg looks to get a little bit of a foothold in this contest. It's really been all the home side so far. Jauch brings it under control. Does well to get past Mehmeti. Very well played there by Bull Jauch, and he gets to the byline, and his cross takes a deflection, and it's out for a corner. And Adam Pittock is not happy with the defending there. Bull Jauch did very well to get past his defender, but the Thunder bench think perhaps he got there a little bit too easily.
Oh, once Jauch put on some razzle-dazzle, got around his marker and forced the corner. That's better from the Burgers. They were kept snapping, really. Lesiotis hadn't had much involvement until that recent passage and tried to make things click just outside his defensive third, and now the Burgers have a corner opportunity. We have a look at the bench here, Nick. There could be a very early substitution, and that's not a defensive one either.
No, it is Jay McGowan, who's getting ready to come on here. We've seen him make a substitute appearance in all of the opening 4 games. We'll get an extended run here as left there for Yokokawa. Here's Markovic, whips it into the air. It's not a bad ball, and it's Apostolopoulos who got his head to it in the end, and he puts it just wide, and he will be that substitution for Heidelberg. In fact, they'll be on hold for just another moment.
Speculation starting to brew perhaps in where exactly McGowan's going to fit into this team, considering Apostolopoulos will be the one coming off, you'd assume, due to injury. Perhaps Adiara tucking deeper in defence. He's rather versatile, the veteran.
Yep, well, last week they decided to take off Dalibor Markovic in around the hour mark, and they moved Asahi Yokokawa to right back for part of that contest, so maybe that's part of the thinking. As you mentioned, Mohamed Aidar are both very versatile players who might have to slot into that back 4. You can just see Apostolopoulos hobbling off at the moment, and as much as he tried to soldier on, I mean, it's a long season. You don't want to make things worse, but the Burgers forced into yet another alteration to their defence. And here comes McGowan coming on for Apostolopoulos, so another hammer blow to the defensive stocks of the Burgers.
He's had it rather rough with his injuries out of Apostolopoulos. He's been kept on the shelf for a while, and well, he might just be back on there considering he could not soldier on in today's contest as can Dandenong Thunder flick the switch on the counter. Collins had to be composed. Lesiotis, much of the same. McGowan caught upon early. His first touch goes all the way back to the keeper of Souza, who goes long for Bisetto. Alessi pressing and arriving to the ball early. Yet again, Dandenong Thunder just able to nullify this Heidelberg threat in attack. Jamie Young will use Mehmeti. A nice still calm around George Andrews at the minute. Both sides not really able to test each respective goalkeeper. The gleam opportunity was with Daniel Clark, and well, he couldn't seem to steer his header home from close range. That's really been the only talking point in terms of what we're seeing in attack yet from both sides. It's the hosts who've had that slight advantage as Mehmeti will carry the ball forward. Search long. Souza will be assertive and will claim. McGowan looks as if he's going to just fulfill the right back position for now. And Markovic is tucked into right centre back. That seems to be what Johnny A has up his sleeve as Markovic looks for Jausch. Ngor in pursuit. Mehmeti happy to clear. Very exciting player, Sabit Ngor, arrived last year, having had a stint in Finland. Returned to the Burgers, of course, spent some time at Western United before ultimately coming back on loan from Central Coast as Lesiotis. McGowan trying to mould into the game. Markovic. Collins, the captain. Shifting out wide towards Bisetto. Hasn't had much involvement yet, has Max. Scored in his first home appearance for the Burgers. Having made the transfer from Oakley, he's got a big ceiling. The man with Italian descent is, yet again, Nick, it's Dandenong Thunder who just are able to take the threat out of Heidelberg when they've got possession inside their forward half.
As you mentioned, they really haven't been able to get the likes of Sebit Noor and Max Bisetto into the game just yet. Two of Heidelberg's most dangerous players when they're up and going, but this sort of back 5 system that Dandenong Thunder have, more of a back 3 in possession, but they flood back and cause all sorts of problems when Soleimani and Jiba are tucking in and helping out the likes of Alessi, Van Amerengen and Mehmeti. This is a nice bit of sustained possession, though, here from the home side. Dandenong Thunder unbeaten at home to start this season. Beat Green Gully in round 1, 2-1. And then a 2-2 draw in the Dandy Derby against Dandy City. They conceded a very, very late equaliser in that game. And it's 2 other games we mentioned, the 1-0 win against Altona and a 2-1 loss against Hume. They would feel, though, that they probably should. They would feel they probably should have 12 points to their name out of a possible 12. They did surrender the lead late against Hume City, and, of course, they conceded that late equaliser against Dandy City. So, as much as they have 7 points to their name, and that is a very solid start, they would feel a little bit shortchanged. Here's Theodoropoulos. Sebit Noor keeps it alive, looking to cut centrally. Adara makes the run, and very disciplined defensive setup here from Thunder. Lesiotis. Strong challenge there from Edwards, and now's a chance for Thunder to break through Jalot. Still going here, Hassan Jalot, and he feeds it out wide. Jeeba. Good touch there from the veteran Clark. That was a poor pass there, but Mehmeti did well to keep it alive. Edwards. A lot of the play in this first half has been locked inside the Thunder attacking half. He's a cheater. Plays it along the deck, and that rolls into the waiting arms there of Yaron Souza. Easy as you like for the experienced goalkeeper, and Heidelberg could just take a moment to slow things down for just a second.
Shades of perhaps what we saw last night at Genesis Steel Stadium between both Preston and South Melbourne in the first half. A real sort of cagey affair. Both sides happy to go long. No real clear-cut opportunities being present. In fact, it was more for the hosts out of Preston who had them in the first half. This one slightly mirroring what we saw for round 5's match of the round as Joush in behind from Noor. Joush just inside the box, back to Ngor. Had McGowan, nicely done. Defensively by Dandy Thunder, and Jeeba wants to travel forward. Not past Lesiotis. Lesiotis has gone and conceded the foul. And Thunder will come away with the ball following the free kick. As Alessi falters back towards that of the veteran, David Clark, for Mehmeti. That run in behind is what they're looking for, Dandy Thunder. But overzealous to try it, thread the needle through, and Lesiotis will just call upon his captain. Markovic having a glance, not keeping it on the deck. McGowan had to readjust and keeps possession. Turning into danger. Adiara takes charge. Adiara believes he was fouled, and so does the official. Oh, Markovic making it a task for the substitute. That's one way to really try and mould into the game, isn't it? A lofted pass, it's no more than 10 metres. Right into the chest of your nearly minted teammate. And McGowan was composed to get out of that slight bit of danger defensively. As Lesiotis trying to break the lines. Bassetto. Collins. Heidelberg now trying to build their own territory and try and move forward with Markovic. And Gore. Waiting McGowan's forward run. Always direct this a bit in Gore. Mehmeti on the deck, poised for Clark. Adiara in a phone box. Can't seem to evade that little space, confined space in the Dandy Thunder broadcast side. It was Markovic and Collins coming together, and Markovic was trying to evade with some footwork to get out of that little dangerous pocket of space. A couple of moments so far, Nick, where the Burgers just haven't really seemed too confident in possession. They're relying upon their captain of Ben Collins to just steer the ship at the minute. Collins going long, poised for McGowan. Jeeba is aware of what's going on. And I believe it will be a goal kick. And I believe also a drinks break to follow. Of course, with the balmy conditions, having a quick glance over the weather map here in Dandenong, it's currently 28 degrees, so no surprises that some hydration might be needed.
A bit of bemusement from both sets of technical areas. They did not know that there were going to be drinks breaks today, but nonetheless, take this as almost like a timeout for both teams at the moment, but it certainly has been Thunder who have been the better of the first portion of this contest. Done the most amount of attacking, coming very close to scoring through Clark, but still 0-0 here at George Andrews Reserve. An opportunity now for both Adam Piddick and John Anastasiadis to get out some messaging to their players, and especially that Heidelberg bench as well. Just try and settle things and try and get a bit of a foothold in this contest. It's a very warm day today in Melbourne. Still warm at the moment. It's only played around 25 minutes here, around 27 degrees. So I'm sure the players are feeling it a lot more than us up here in the commentary tower, even if the sun is teeming right on us from the opposite side.
Just glad there's no commentators cam this evening, Victor Bunner, considering I look like I've been through a sprinkler. It's that hot, it's that balmy, and, well, we need the beach umbrella out here, but all that aside, it's not really impeding the players. The sun not so much on the playing surface, but definitely shining upon the camera. And both Nick and I in this beautiful gantry are situated in. The floodlights have come on also. At least one tier out of two of them have, and that's pretty much the state of affairs currently. This game really crying out for something major to happen.
Get things underway again after the first drinks breaks. First of the drinks breaks of today's game. Van Amerengen with a raking diag towards Benjiba. Does well to control it with his chest around McGowan and feeds through Jalot, who's in on goal, and that's a big challenge from the captain, Ben Collins, who came across and had to be desperate, had to be decisive, and puts it behind for a corner. And he's one of the last players you want him behind in Hassan Jalot, who already has 3 goals to his name this season. Back in the starting lineup this week, and certainly a player to watch tonight. And yet again, Dandy Thunder's attack causing this Heidelberg defence some problems. So, corner opportunity here. Cole Taylor coming across to take it. Taylor whipped into the back stick, and Souza got a paw to it. Lesiotis will help it on its way. Takes a bit of an extra touch there on a cheater and sends it long up the line. Out for a throw-in. So, again, a really, really positive spell from the home side right now.
Inviting cross to the back post, and all considered, you saw Jallo upon that opportunity to score. He was shifting onto his right foot, and, well, it was there for his left to go across the keeper of Yaron Souza. No easy task to beat, and, well, perhaps the man with 3 goals for the season just needed to utilise his non-preferred foot on that occasion. But Dandy Thunder trying to make things happen as Clark. Markovic trying to usher the ball out of danger. Incisive chance here for Thunder once more. They're really asking questions, and it was Oshida whose snapshot deflects out for a corner. Really enjoyed this passage so far from the hosts, and they're continuing to ask questions upon Johnny A's team at the minute.
So a corner opportunity here for the home side again. Really has been a very impressive spell from Dandy Thunder. Now looking to make the most of it from here. Short corner routine though. Cheetah feeds it short. Taylor, Edwards, back to a Cheetah. And it's Markovic who got a head to it, and he helped it towards the back stick. It's not cleared entirely. Here's the captain, Suleimani. Floats it into the area, but Yaron Souza, easy pickings for him in the end. But yet again, set pieces causing problems for Heidelberg, and Souza looks to send it route 1, and the foot race is on here between Suleimani and Bassetto. Bassetto does well to chase it down. Great speed from the youngster. And it's out for a goal kick in the end. Max Bassetto, of course, as you mentioned earlier in the call, Adam, coming across from Oakley Cannon. Spent a lot of time in the Western United Academy as well. Very talented young player. 2 goals already to his name this season. I'm hoping to add to that tonight. Mehmedi. Well telegraphed there by Theodoropoulos. Yokokawa. Skips past Edwards. Well played there by the Japanese midfielder, and he goes to ground, and it's a free kick. But Max Basetto wanted the advantage because he was in behind. And the Heidelberg players aren't happy that the advantage didn't come from referee Michael Mammis. In particular, the coach there, Johnny Anastasiadis, is not happy because Basetto was in behind.
Yokokawa is looking a little bit worse for wear, and, well, the protests weren't animated, more just perhaps a bit of amusement from Johnny Anastasiadis, having a chat to the fourth official. Basetto was animated, really. He had a golden opportunity in behind. Had the beating also, and, well, Yokokawa's back up on his feet, but Heidelberg might feel a little bit hard done by, considering that was perhaps their first real glance on goal as Collins takes a stutter. Goes laterally. Markovic moulding into the game. Nice hold-up play from Josh. Thunder want to transition. Ishida. Overlapping run arrives from Taylor. At the back post is Clark. Cross comes in. Collins chests it away. It hasn't been cleared yet until Markovic put boot to ball. Mehmeti. There with Josh. McGowan. Markovic composed. Lesiotis. Not the smooth operator on that occasion. And Gore for McGowan. Heidelberg trying to clear. They just can't seem to do so. Mehmeti. Jallo chests it up. Ishida juggles it, trying to get it on the deck. Taylor trying to skip through. And off the ball. Perhaps a head clash between Markovic and Jallo. That's why the official just called a halt to the game. Trainers enter the playing surface, and yet again, just another passage of play, Nick, where both sides really competing for possession. Not clean from either. And, well, Dandenong Thunder couldn't seem to generate a shooting opportunity, as we have two players from both sides currently on the deck. And dare I say, it might just be Theodoropoulos, not Markovic, who's taken what was a head knock. As, well, both the Dandenong Thunder player of Jallo and Theodoropoulos just currently take two just beyond the touchline. A drop ball, and Dandenong Thunder will resume with status quo. They'll have possession inside their forward half.
So both teams continuing with 10 for the time being. Jallo and Theodoropoulos making their way back onto the field again. The last thing that Heidelberg need is yet another defensive injury. So good signs that Theodoropoulos has been able to soldier on, playing in the unfamiliar centre-back role today. Mehmeti over the top, and that is Markovic who got his head to it. And it's very well played again by Thunder, just locking the ball in that attacking half and not giving the Heidelberg attack an inch. Jiba coming centrally. Cool, calm and composed. Other Thunder at the moment, you can see Jamie Young barking instructions, all that experience behind the back three. Finding a watchful eye back there as Markovic puts the ball out for a throw. Sun's starting to set here at George Andrews Reserve as we tick just over half an hour played. Here's Mehmeti. Driving forward from the back. Plays it into the area. It's not a bad ball. A cheater putting Markovic under pressure here, and Markovic does well to clear it away and put it out for a throw. Tell you what, if you're Adam Piddick and this Thunder technical staff, be very pleased with what you're seeing, considering they've got Heidelberg on the back foot at the moment. Here's Mehmeti. Clark. It's well played by Yokokawa to win it back, and he sends it up the line, and Bourgeois just keeps it alive. Does very well there, the Heidelberg number 9. Noran Basetto in support. Joash looks to take it himself, but it's Mehmeti who does very well to usher Joash wide, and He has to feed it back and it's turned over. Jeeba. Here's Jallo. Crashes into Yokokawa. Still going Hassan Jallo, but it's Sebit Noor who wins it back. Desperate challenge from Edwards. And Mehmedi under pressure there from Noor. And Michael Mammis opts against giving the free kick there to the home side. And it's a throw in here to Heidelberg, much to the chagrin of the Thunder bench. Adam Pittick not happy with that decision whatsoever.
Don't think the official took too kindly to that.
Well, yeah, referee Michael Mammis is heading over, and that's going to be a yellow card there for Adam Pittick. Yep, he's not happy whatsoever. Now having a word to the fourth official.
In fairness, the technical area is not exactly the biggest here.
No, it's very small touch lines here. Not necessarily suited as well for those with the long throw, which I'm sure that South Melbourne will be right across for next week when they're here. Big challenge there from Clark. Still the protests continue from Adam Pittick. Taylor winning the header. Adara. Collision there between a cheater and Adara, and they tangle up there just in front of the grandstand. Basetto comes up with it. Lesiotis tried to help it on its way. Well played there from Kyle Taylor. Showing all his class in the middle of the park. Collins loses possession to Hassan Jallo. Just a little bit lackadaisical there, because it's opened the door for a cheater, and Collins did well to make up for it. He wins the ball back. Well, does he? In fact, it's a free kick to Dandy Thunder. My first inclination was there that he won the ball clean, but Michael Mammis instead opting. He had a better view than us, obviously, on that far side, and he's opted for the free kick here for Thunder.
A calculated call, considering there was a bit of anticipation. But ultimately, it's had a busy couple of minutes, perhaps. Here, match official, and well, Dandy Thunder yet again have another genuine crossing opportunity. Can they infiltrate the Burgers? Nearing the last 8 or 9 minutes in this opening half. A genuine goal-scoring opportunity, perhaps here with the hosts. What can they conjure up? Delivery towards the back stick. Lofting was Clark. It's not cleared away yet by the Burgers. And Gore for Lesiotis. Lesiotis trying to buy some time, awaiting the counter charge. Taking it upon himself now, the midfielder. Trying to open things up for Yokokawa and Basetto. In that transition, it might allow for Thunder to do much of the same. A cheater. Out wide for Clark. Central is Jallo. Ball crossed in, poised. Perhaps for Edwards. He keeps it alive. Taylor on for the pass. Back towards Edwards. Cross is aimless, and it's going to end up in the car park. And, well, another opportunity for Thunder, this time on the counter-attack, which we haven't seen from them yet. The execution just lacking on that occasion. And ultimately, it's going to be Aaron Sosa's ball.
Seems like that's a little bit of the tail of this first half. It's that final ball that is lacking for both teams at the moment, but particularly Thunder, who've had the lion's share of the chances. Just in some of those key areas, that cross just, a little bit overhit or whatever it might be, just letting Heidelberg off just a little bit. So certainly something they need to tighten up if they want to come away with the 3 points today.
As Aaron Sosa looking to step up, utilise Ben Collins. Markovic will go back towards Collins. Back to Sosa and Gore. His arm raised, wants it towards his wing. Hideropoulos. Submitting Gore. McGowan pressing higher. One back by Dandy Thunder. Protests will go heavy from both sides. The Dandy Thunder's ball. Liara tipped to believe to have the final touch. Mehmedi. Move it out wide to Alessi. Yokokawa pressing upon Jamie Young. And Thunder had to force a clearance. Basetto will sit right underneath it. Heidelberg might have a chance. Basetto stepping inside. Yokokawa back to goal. Stumbling was Yokokawa. Basetto! Brilliant finish from Max Basetto. And it's Heidelberg United who hit the front at George Andrews. A brilliant finish Instinctive like a bullseye was Bissetto. And that's one way to hit the front.
Beautiful finish there from Max Bissetto, and they just played themselves into some trouble there, the Thunder defence, trying to play out from the back, but it was very well played there from John Anastasiadis' side to telegraph that. They pressed, they won the ball back, and you could hear the instruction actually coming from our left from that technical area. The second they had the ball, get up, put them under pressure, and that is a beautiful finish from Max Bissetto. 3 goals now this season, and he's showing that even when he's not getting too involved in the game, he's that sort of player you don't want to even give half a chance inside the box because he will make you pay. And that was a brilliant, brilliant finish from Bissetto in the end there.
Lots of quality. It all really stems from the Yokokawa and company press upon Dandenong Thunder defensively. The clearance was hacked away, and ultimately it was Bissetto who earned the ball back. Nice interplay with Yokokawa, who kept his composure. And bullseye Max Bissetto was a brilliant finish to the top left corner. Lots of quality about the youngster, and it was certainly a goal in which will be looked back time and time again come the end of round 5. Well, perhaps not exactly with the ascendancy were Heidelberg, but they do have a goal on the cusp of half-time. Can Thunder find an equaliser before that whistle is to sound?
Suleimani, first time ball towards the cheetah, but again, Ben Collins, he's been a wall down there so far, and he does well to clear it away. Dandenong Thunder would feel as if this scoreline is certainly not reflective of their first half performance because they've had their chances really before that Bissetto opportunity. Heidelberg have barely tested Jamie Young's goal, so what can the home side do here? As Clark looking to feed through Jiba. And well defended there by McGowan, who does well to win the goal kick. As we close in on half-time here, Heidelberg in the lead. Still a lot of football remaining in this contest, of course. If you missed it earlier, Berger's forced into an early substitution. Johnny Apostolopoulos forced off the field as a bit of a multi-ball situation there because you had one planning to take the goal kick quickly and Sebit Noor was out and away. Ben Collins was preparing to take the goal kick right next to him. So
the NPL is truly back. It is genuinely back. Oh, it's brilliant. It was a real comedy of errors, and the ball finally exits the playing surface, but spitting gauze. Bermuzzi thought he was off to the races. Dandenong Thunder with a bit of a protest. How can you not love this competition?
Theodoropoulos looking to feed Noor. Mamedi does well to win the header. Jiba. Collins again winning the header. Well played there from Taylor. Climbed high to nod the ball out wide towards a cheetah. Sun's starting to set, creating a beautiful backdrop down here in Melbourne Southeast. Thank you to everyone watching on the NPL Victoria YouTube page for this round 5 contest. Long weekend down here in Victoria this weekend as Markovic certainly went the long way to clear that one away, and in the end it works out all right for Bissetto. Looks to take it himself and he wins the throw-in. Saw 3 games last night. As mentioned, the brilliant game out at BT Connor Reserve with Preston winning 2-0 against South Melbourne. Joash trying to chase that one down out for a throw-in as well. Dandy City going on the road, beating Green Gully 5-0. And Hume City coming away with a 2-0 win against Altona. And earlier today over at Churchill Reserve, Avondale came from behind to defeat St Albans 4-1. And tomorrow 2 more games to round out the weekend. Victory against Oakley and Melbourne Knights against Port Melbourne. So plenty more football to come after tonight. Theodoropoulos plays it first time. Clark. Taylor. Up wide here to Suleimani. What can Thunder produce here? Uchida. As well there, the Japanese winger, and he floats it in looking for Jiba. But Sebit Noor getting back and nodding it away. Edwards looking for Jallo. Cool, calm customer was Adara, and McGowan sends it long. And you could just see there's the call to calm things down just a little bit, but Mamedi puts the ball into touch and out for a throw in here to Heidelberg.
Dandenong Thunder just lapsing a bit of concentration, lapsing some composure. and ultimately playing into the palms of the visiting Heidelberg United. Seto with the 1 goal so far in this contest, not too far away from regulation time, all but culminating as Collins looking for Jausch over the top. It was Alessi providing pursuit, and Bisetto will press heavily. Goes all the way back to Jamie Young, and there was a real heavy press from Max Bisetto, who was determined to try and infiltrate yet again, and that's how Heidelberg scored their opening goal, all stemming from a heavy forward press. Must appreciate the work rate of the youngster. So look to just be damage control at the minute, Heidelberg, not looking to concede any possession and perhaps try culminate one last attack on goal before we head into stoppage time. Theodoropoulos. Central. McGowan has been bright since coming on as a substitute. Travelling down the right flank. Cross comes in towards the back post. It was a nice cross in truth, but Jausch and Bisetto just not able to latch on as Thunder really struggling to clear. Collins, good use of the body, although over the top, nearly opened up on the counter charge there for Clark. Although Jallo will take to the deck and play will just come to a brief halt yet again.
So now at the mercy of the fourth official to see how much added time there will be. Looks like there'll be about 3 minutes. Had a few stoppages in this first half, of course, with the head clashes a little bit earlier in the game with Anthony Theodoropoulos going to the deck, and now Jallo again to the deck as well for the second time. Looks like he'll be good to continue. He'll have to exit the pitch momentarily. 3 minutes all remaining before the half-time break. Heidelberg just happy to hold possession. See Adam Pittick just yelling at referee Michael Mammis to get Jallo back on the field, because Thunder continuing on with only 10 players against Heidelberg's 11. Markovic. Bisetto. Let's go one-on-one there with Suleimani. Yokokawa. Markovic pops it into the area, and it's nodded away by Mehmeti. McGowan crashes in late. Here's Noor. Now Markovic. Yokokawa just keeps it alive. In the end, that second touch was a little bit too heavy, and it's out for a goal kick.
Adam Pinnock is perhaps walking a tightrope at the minute. He's not exactly too fond of what he's witnessing at the minute with his side trailing by a goal. And while he's had a fair amount to say, his frustrations being vented perhaps onto the match officials. And dare I say, Nick Tabano, it's a bit of a questionable approach.
Well, when you're on a yellow card as well, as you mentioned, Adam, it's certainly the last thing you want to be doing is getting the ire of the match official. Hassan Jallo wins the ball back. Certainly he'll be a lot happier if Thunder can pull one back just before the half-time break. Clark and McGowan again, who has slotted in brilliantly at right back since coming on. Edwards, Noor did well, and now Yokokawa. Cool, calm as ever here are the Burgers, just happy to slow things down and take things into the break with this 1-0 lead. Things are set up brilliantly, though, for the final 45. The entertaining contest here at George Andrews Reserve as Theodoropoulos slowing things right down. McGowan receives centrally, looking for Yokokawa or Bisetto, but it was well played by Suleimani. And Jallo opting to leave that. He was offside. So again, Heidelberg just happy to keep their foot on the ball for now and just get into the sheds with this 1-0 advantage.
Can't be too much longer left in this first half, although Heidelberg might try to rattle Dandy Thunder cage one last time as Markovic down the line for Bisetto. Strauss will provide chase, but that will be half-time. Max Basetto with the sole goal in the first half at the 38th minute mark. Currently has the state of affairs at George Andrews. Dandenong Thunder 0, Heidelberg United 1. Nick DeBano, before we cross to half-time, your immediate thoughts surrounding that opening 45 minutes?
Well, I don't think the scoreline is completely reflective of the performance at the moment, because Dandy Thunder were very, very good for the most of that first 45 minutes. They had a couple of great chances. I mean, Daniel Clark blasting over with his header, which would have opened the scoring for Thunder. But Heidelberg did very well to take their chance when they came. They haven't had many. In fact, I think really, from the top of my head, I think that Max Basetto goal was really their only proper chance in that first half. And as we know, if you can take your chances in this competition, you're able to be clinical and able to make the most of them. It can be all the difference in this competition. And the Thunder won't be holding their heads down. They'd be feeling like that this game is certainly there for the taking. They can potentially be able to turn things around in the second 45. But we'll wait and see on the other side of this 15-minute break. We'll be back for the second half here on the NPL Victoria YouTube page from George Andrews Reserve. The score here is Dandenong Thunder 0, Heidelberg United 1.
status and a Football Federation Victoria approved fixture are able to enjoy the match in a safe and comfortable environment. Accordingly, each person present at the FFV fixture must A. Respect the decisions of the match officials. B. Respect the rights, dignity and worth of every person regardless of their race, colour, religion, language, politics, national or ethnic origin. C. Not engage in the use of violence in any form, whether it may be against other spectators, team officials, including coaches or players. D. Not engage in discrimination, harassment or abuse in any form, whether lawful or otherwise, including but not limited to the use of obscene or offensive language or gestures, the incitement of hatred or violence, or partaking in the decent or racist chanting. E. Comply with FFV's conditions of entry at all venues and any ticket condition. F. Not carry light or throw flares or missiles, including on the field of play or at other spectators. G. Not enter the field of play to surrounds without lawful authority. And H. Conduct themselves in a manner that enhances rather than injures the reputation and goodwill of FFV, Football Federation Australia, FFA, and football generally. Any person who does not comply with this code, or who is in the opinion of the club and FFV causes or attempts to cause or is reasonably likely to cause disruption, may be evicted from the venue and banned from attending further matches held on behalf of FFV. Any offender who then breaches the ban or against them may be charged with trespass and subject to further penalties and sanctions, including the possibility of further legal action.
Welcome back to George Andrews Reserve for the second half of this round 5 NPL Men's Victoria fixture. Dandenong Thunder 0, Heidelberg United 1 as we get ready for the second half. There has been one substitution at the break for the home side. It is Sevdem Ismaili coming on for Aiden Edwards at the half-time break. No changes from Heidelberg. We'll be kicking from right to left. Of course, they've already made the one change earlier in the game, with Jay McGowan coming on for Johnny Apostolopoulos. But it is Max Pacetto's goal that is the difference here in Melbourne South East. And here is the aforementioned goal scorer, feeding it through to Asahi Yokokawa. And it's saved by Jamie Young. He just scuffed it in the end there, the Japanese midfielder, as I welcome back Adam Palombi, Nick Tabano alongside Adam today for this game. It's certainly been an entertaining first 45. The sun is set. It's set up for a beautiful second half here with the conditions just changing a little bit as well.
Well, it was certainly set up for Asai Yokokawa to have the net ripple, and by his own standards, Japanese international will be kicking himself, considering that's really his trademark finish from the left side of the box, travelling across with a nice finesse effort to the right corner. That is Asai Yokokawa, personified really in a goal-scoring opportunity, and he definitely scuffed at it. And what a start that would have been for the Burgers inside the opening 45 seconds in this second half. They were to have their second, not to be for now, and Dandy Thunder yet again, Nick, just absorbing this pressure. You'd expect them to come out all guns blazing in the second half, but all considered, they've started very slowly in this opening minute.
Heidelberg looking to build off that early advantage and put this contest away, but the Thunder, if they have anything to say about it, want to be able to keep this one alive, as Clark was just offside there. Just timed his run. Just went a little bit too early. And the veteran, who had a great chance in the first half to open the scoring for Dandy Thunder, still looking for his first goal in Thunder colours. Spent a few seasons with Oakley, most recently in NPL Victoria. Signed for Green Gully on the eve of last season, but then departed the club and actually spent the second half of last season playing in State League 1 with Eltham Redbacks, helping them get promoted back, or not back, into VPL 2 for the first time. But now back in the top flight. It's the veteran, the very versatile attacker, Aidara. If you missed it even earlier in the game, Heidelberg were forced into a last-minute change to their team sheet. Ryan Lethlean out of the squad altogether, was starting this game. Anthony Theodorop was drafted into the team. And here's McGowan, who has a strike on goal. And Alessi, the ball just got caught underneath him for a second, and he had to be quick to that one. He puts the ball out for a throw-in.
Well, Alessi was a little bit uncertain. The ball just fell towards him, and now the Burgers, they're trying to make something work with McGowan. Cross comes in, inviting for Bisetto. Cleared not really far by Clark. Markovic gets his feet right, trying to shift towards Bisetto. Steps inside, Bisetto shoots, the ball deflects, and Jamie Young readjusts and ultimately claims. The Burgers coming out the gates rather rampant. Thunder looking a little bit uncertain at the minute, looking as if they haven't really moulded into this second half, and they're currently just trying to kick themselves up from the canvases. Alessi, central, flicked on by Taylor, and now Jouash wants to infiltrate. Has Ngor on the right flank. He holds it up. The cavalry arrives in the box. Ngor for Lesiotis. Yokokawa, edge of the area, heavy touch. Ameti able to clear. Suleimani will shift it wide. In fact, he'll have possession. He'll look forward for Achida. Achida isolated, awaiting those in the box. Strutting towards Markovic. Shot was towards the near post of Souza, who got right behind it, utilised his handling, and claimed. It's better from Thunder. It's trying to flick the switch, but Heidelberg just having their measure for the meantime.
Good little passage there from the home side. Yuki Achida looking for his second goal of the season. Lesiotis with a raking ball, intercepted there by Suleimani. Jallo, well defended there again by Lesiotis, who's just been everywhere. One of the great holding midfielders in this competition is Anthony Lesiotis. So much experience in the A-League as well, with the likes of Melbourne Victory, Melbourne City. Collins. Markovic as well to step around his man. Well played there by Dalibor Markovic. That's a good pass. Here's Yokokawa in some space here. Jouash and Nor in support. He opts for the former. Jouash brings under control. He gets to the byline, and it's well played there by Alessi. To put Jouash under pressure as the ball goes out of bounds for a throw-in. One goal to his name this year, Jouash, since coming across from Altona Magic. Prolific goal scorer last season, 15 goals and 3 assists for the Magic. Certainly put him on the radar of the Burgers with those performances down at Paisley Park. Lesiotis. Yokokawa playing it through. Here's Nor. As well to keep the ball under his spell. Yokokawa gets to the byline, crosses towards the back stick, but in the end it's out for a goal kick. So a bit better there from Heidelberg, just trying to build up patiently, and Yokokawa just unable to direct that cross on target.
And well, Thunder trying to play it short out of their defensive half. Taylor will conduct this movement forward. Heidelberg with that previous build have continued their strong start into this last 45 minutes. Thunder just really trying to contain themselves at the minute. Alessi forced to go back to his keeper. Jamie Young trying to press forward. And will send it long. Suleimani the target. Markovic competes aerially. And Suleimani wants to take the throw quickly and does so. Ishida. Markovic in the way, and he's been very serviceable tonight, hasn't he? The new Heidelberg United fullback. And Suleimani for Ishida. Back to the captain. Cross comes in, inviting. It was, the glancing header was there. And Daniel Clark yet again, perhaps not as clear-cut as the first header he had in a similar time in the opening half. Just glances wide of Yaron Souza. It's another chance for the number 10, who yet again wasn't able to steer it towards goal.
He's getting in good positions is Daniel Clark, but still waiting. That first goal in red and black. Collins. Watching that one's out for a throw. It's a better spell here from the home side. Of course, these two sides have played 36 times before tonight. Heidelberg in the lead in the head-to-head, 20 wins to Thunder's 14 and 2 draws. Heidelberg won both meetings last year. Those games finishing 2-0. The last win for Dandenong Thunder against the Burgers came back in 2023 in round 14. So, hoping to end their 2-game losing streak against the Burgers are Dandenong Thunder, but they've got a little bit of a hill to climb. Van Amerengen looking to set through Jiba. McGowan playing it back to Souza, and a bit of a scuff clearance there from the former Mariner. Taylor. Ball over the top, and it's worked out here for Jallo. Cuts inside. Uchida cuts through 2 players, goes to ground, and it's a penalty to Thunder. A golden opportunity now for the home side. Yuki Uchida getting in between the 2 Heidelberg defenders. And a penalty is awarded.
Jamie Young has read all the way from his 6-yard box as if it looked like he was going to come take the penalty, Nick.
Going over and congratulating his teammates is the veteran. And now, a massive opportunity here for Dandy Thunder to level the scores early in this second half. Cheetah did so well just to split his way between, it was both Markovic and Ben Collins. And it will be Ali Soleimani, the captain. We've known him as an attacker in this league for a very long time, but of course has transitioned to more of a wing-back role now in his second stint at Dandy Thunder. A very famous surname around these parts, Ali Soleimani now looking to level the scores. Soleimani v Souza. The captain steps up and buries it into the bottom corner. A beautiful finish from Ali Soleimani. His second goal of the season. And Dandy Thunder bring the scores level. And we're set for a big, big second half here.
Souza just going the opposite way. It was a coolly converted penalty by the captain of Soleimani. Of course, Jaron Souza with some penalty heroics last week at the home of the Matildas against Preston. Was beaten comprehensively on this occasion by the Dandy Thunder captain, and we're back on level terms. Nice little complexion to this contest we're witnessing at the moment. Heidelberg were having the ascendancy in contrast really to when they had scored in the first half. They were against the run of play, and well, Dandy Thunder have executed the same feat. It's one apiece. As Ben Collins winds back the ears, bit of feet for street about that, perhaps Nick Tavano from the captain. Passetto along commentary side, lovely slide from Uchida. This contest has amped up in intensity. Recycled back towards Alessi. And Jamie Young, with all his veteran experience, a lot of leadership qualities about the man in purple this evening. And he's done a lot of on-field, perhaps, instructing, if you will, all the way back from his goalkeeper position as the ball falls towards him. He will find Soleimani. Deflects up off his shoulder. Passetto. Firm but fair. They look towards the official. It will be Dandy Thunder's ball.
Thunder now at the moment with their tails up, Adam. They're feeling themselves at the moment. They've got this game level. And with just over half an hour remaining, things are set up brilliantly here. Both these two teams with 7 points out of a possible 12 to start the season, looking to trench themselves inside the top 6 after the first 5 weeks of the season. And heading into such a big patch for Dandy Thunder. When you look at their next 3 games, when you see South Melbourne, Avondale and Oakley after this week, it's a big stretch for them where they'll want to test themselves against the best and show that they belong. But Heidelberg right now, they've got a task to try and turn the momentum back into their favour as Souza did well to split 2 players and find Lesiotis. Mehmedi The top, Clark tangles up there on that far side, and Jeeba offering support, and no free kick coming back to Dandy Thunder. Thought it was going to come back for a moment, and the Thunder bench aren't happy with it, because here go Heidelberg back the other way through Adara. Well defended there by Ismaili, and Thunder can go again. Clark, this game has really opened up here. Taylor feeds it through. Uchita's in behind. The flag stays down. Suleimani waiting in the middle. Uchita cuts it back. Opportunity for Jeeba, and it's cleared away. And a rare chance there for Ben Jeeba. But the ball is locked inside their attacking half. Ismaili. Alessi. Suleimani. Isolated here with Bassetto. Plays it along the deck, and it was asking for a touch inside the middle. But no one could make clear contact, and this is a very, very promising spell here from Thunder.
And their home fans are certainly finding voice. The hosts with the ascendancy following that penalty being converted. Adam Pittock still singing a choir of perhaps complaints towards the fourth official. He was adamant that in that previous passage for Thunder, Theodoropoulos was perhaps very overzealous in his attempt to try draw back possession. And, well, there was no free kick awarded. The officials, of course, having a better view of what is happening down there, but play halted once more as a Dandy Thunder shirt resides on the deck. Debano, any confirmation as to who it is currently being attended to by the physio?
Well, I think it is Ben Jeeba, but it looks like Dandy Thunder are going to make a substitution. And Wade Decker, a man who has scored plenty of goals in this competition, 78 at that throughout his career. Scored last week against Altona, the decisive goal which split the two teams, and right now some more attacking artillery coming on here for the Thunder. And it does look like as well Heidelberg are getting ready for a change too, so we'll keep an eye on that. And it looks like it is going to be coming into the evening for Ben Jeeba. He's put in a really strong shift at left wing back, but perhaps a more attacking change here from the Thunder. And again, just waiting for this sub to be formalised. And Wade Decker is not pleased whatsoever that he hadn't had the signal to come onto the field, but finally does the former Melbourne City forward come on here. And it is Ben Jeeba who will be coming off. So play will finally now resume, Adam, after that one.
Wade Decker was determined to get onto the playing surface. He finally does, as Markovic skews it out of play. Heidelberg might look to make a change of their own, which might be forthcoming. In fact, it might be a double change looking to install, but it might not happen. In fact, it won't. It'll be the next time the ball exits the playing surface as Alessi. Now for Mehmeti. Thunder really trying to have it crash down again. In the engine room trying to turn away. Lesiotis competed firm but fair. It's called back, and yellow card will be issued for Ismaili. Lesiotis just a bit gingerly to get back up on his feet. This might allow for the Burgers double substitution to be forthcoming.
Looks like it's going to be a attacking double change. Fletcher Fulton and Choctaw getting ready to come on here for Heidelberg. Fletcher Fulton, who we saw last season at Moreland City, a very, very promising young player. We haven't seen a lot of him since coming across to the Burgers this season. And he's going to be the goal scorer, Max Bassetto, who's coming off here. Choctaw, who was a last-minute signing from Preston, coming on here, and Bassetto, a big impact, scoring that goal, which put the Burgers into the lead. And he's going to be Sebit Noor as well, who's been taken off. So Fulton and Dow on. John Anastasiadis emptying his bench here with two attacking changes. See if they can inspire a late goal here for the Burgers to try and get them over the line. Both players looking for their first in yellow and black since making the move this off-season. Dara under pressure there, and it's A foot race on here between Clark, Jallo and Souza did brilliantly to split the two players and send it long. And it might actually work out here for Fletcher Fulton, who's already involved in the action. Cutting inside, Fulton! Oh, that is brilliant! What an immediate impact and the celebration to match. The Tasmanian with a brilliant goal. A first touch of gold. But credit must go to Yaron Souza. What an amazing play there, Adam. Split the two players. And almost like he was a central midfielder pinging that ball through to Fulton. And the Burgers are back in front.
Super Yaron Souza from one end to the other. And Fulton, it was his first real involvement, his first touches. A beautiful left-footed perler finish to the bottom left corner. And the Heidelberg bench had really loved that opportunity, that moment they took with two hands. All the coaching staff congratulating the move. Yaron Souza with much of the applaudits. And that is one of, if not the best goal we've seen in this round. All considered the goalkeeper, Yaron Souza. It was simply brilliant from him. Nick Devana, the NPL, is firmly alive and kicking in Victoria. And although it's a bit much to perhaps label that goal around, it certainly will be in contention. And yet again, it's when both sides happen to be on the back foot, it's the opposite side who score. And Dandenong Thunder have a corner for a very quick response. So playmaker will now have to turn goalkeeper, that of the man of Yaron Souza.
Going back to essentially what he's been signed for, to keep the ball out of the net. And Fletcher Fulton, with his first goal for Heidelberg, has them back in the lead. But how can Thunder respond here? Ball is whipped into the back stick. Van Amerengen got a foot to it, calls for a handball. It's another penalty! The Heidelberg bench can't believe it. But Michael Mammis has pointed to the spot. And this second half continues to have twists and turns. And now another opportunity here for Thunder.
This game has had the makings to steal the Thunder, perhaps. No pun intended, away from what we saw last night at BT Connor Reserve. Imagine that from kickoff. Another penalty awarded to the hosts. Johnny A wasn't too certain about it, although it won't matter. The man in blue has the final decision. And yet again, another opportunity for the hosts from the spot.
Ali Suleimani assumes duty again. Already has one to his name from the spot. Can he make it two? Can he bring the scores level within only minutes after Heidelberg retook the lead? The captain, Suleimani, steps up and buries it again. 2 from 2 for Ali Suleimani. We have a game here at George Andrews Reserve. And in the blink of an eye, after Heidelberg took the lead, Dandenong Thunder are level again.
It's becoming a shootout at George Andrews. And Dedo from the spot yet again is the captain of Suleimani. It's deja vu, really. Same way with the penalty, although a bit more lofted on this occasion. And well, strap yourselves in for what's going to be an enthralling last half an hour of contest here in Dandenong. Straight from kickoff, we're Thunder. And Heidelberg have had to kick off again, considering the scores are 2 apiece. Fulton back towards McGowan. Cross delivered. Cleared away, not as far as Lesiotis, who shifts it out wide, although Thunder get a foot in the way. A cheater off to the races if he can get in behind. Although Heidelberg are able to delegate the situation. Souza, pristine with his footwork. Markovic wants to travel. Real open-end complexion to it now as Yokokawa shifts around Taylor. He'll keep it alive, Yokokawa. Cross will be on the deck. It was a real smash and bang effort from Fulton as it travels out behind for a goal kick. Well, this is just really transpired from nowhere, considering all what we've seen unfold so far. If that's an indication of what's to come, we're in for a good ride here, Nick Dabano.
Well, we can now take a break because the players are going to take a break for, of course, their second half drinks break. But what an incredible first 22 minutes of this second half. I mean, you know, Thunder responding, getting it back level from a penalty. An amazing goal from Fletcher Fulton to give the Burgers the lead. But what a response from Dandy Thunder straight after kickoff. Not to let that moment, you know, drag them down. They kept their heads up and they were able to manufacture another chance for themselves. And oh boy, we're set up for a big final 20-odd minutes here. We know we've seen some classic games here on Saturday night at George Andrews Reserve, and God, we have another one here.
So, momentary respite for both sides. And it was needed, really, considering it was really upping the tempo. Just can't seem to wrap my head around, if I'm being honest, Nick, that of Yaron Souza. When you see goalkeepers take the game on, we saw it last night with South Melbourne. Look how it ended for them. The match was in a pivotal situation. Their goalkeeper tried to perhaps move around the Preston attacker. The goalkeeper was sent off. A vast contrast here tonight with Yaron Souza taking the game upon himself. A brilliant ball over the top, which ended up being an assist and a goal for both Souza and Heidelberg. And, well, we have to take our eyes off of that moment, considering Dandy Thunder, practically from kickoff, generated the corner and a penalty to have it back on level terms. And it must be said that Adam Pinnock has been rather animated. He looks a little bit more, perhaps, assertive now, considering the game is slowly leading back towards the host terms.
Well, if this result stays, both teams will go to 4th and 5th on the standings. A win, though, also important, will take them level with Hume City in 3rd. So it goes to show, you know, they want to lose too much ground on the likes of Avondale and Preston, who are still undefeated. So 3 points, so important for these two teams. Also just to entrench themselves inside the top 6 and put themselves in a good position. I know it's still early to be talking about finals positions, but you want to be building some early confidence. The free kicks awarded here to Heidelberg. You have to think just over 20 minutes remaining with the current trend of how this game's going, that there will be more twists and turns. Here's Yaron Souza again. A bit of deja vu for him, but this time he just opts to go long. Taking no risks that time is Miley. Well, sent long looking for Hassan Jalot, and a nervous moment there for Theodoropoulos. Jalot wins the header. Collins crashes in. Here's Decker. Feeds it out wide. Clark in some space. Cuts it back across the face towards Decker. Uchida was waiting for it, and Collins clears. It's a boom crash opera out there at the moment. Bodies are just everywhere. Ismaili. Taylor calms things down and feeds it out wide to the goal scorer, Soleimani. Alessi driving forward from defence and plays it out wide to the captain, Soleimani. Plays it first time into the area and almost a mix-up at the back there between Souza and Collins, but it's out for a corner.
Against the ropes are the Burgers at the minute. And, well, the front, or the near post rather, was very inviting, although the block was made by the captain of Ben Collins. As another corner opportunity on the cards for the hosts. They haven't hit the front yet in this game. Can this corner be that difference maker? A very deep ball towards the back posts, in which Van Amagon could not latch onto. It was just too much on it. The centre-back resides back into his natural position as the Burgers will try get themselves out of this confined space defensively. McGowan's come on and been a bright spark. His throw down the line is poised for Jausch. Jalot competing. Back towards Taylor. Mehmeti. Soleimani. He's on a hat-trick, you know. Continues an overlapping run. Uchida. Stepping inside. Chip cross. Nice delivery. McGowan had to head away. Fulton has to try clear. Can't get past that of Clark, whose cross comes in. Still a chance perhaps for Thunder. They'll jeer for a penalty. Going down was Taylor. An arm wrestle ensuing between Chok Dow and Soleimani, and it's having the makings of reaching boiling point. Collins trying to call a calm to things. Soleimani having a firm protest. Chokdao getting firmly involved with the captain. It's all happening very fast, and well, Johnny Anastasiadis will look to implement yet another substitution. And Monique DeBano, it's really amping up out here. Lots to unpack in that passage.
It's spicy out there at the moment. Things are really ramping up. Both teams sense the occasion, sense the chance. 3 points as Fulton goes to ground. No free kick. Does look like, as you mentioned, Adam, another change coming for Heidelberg. Peter Klaassen, I believe, is just about to come on for only his second appearance since coming across to the Burgers. Yeah, and there was actually no bookings given to either Ali Soleimani or Chokdao after that coming together on this near side. Collins with a hip and shoulder there on Jallo. No free kick. Soleimani through to a cheater. And the flag goes up, but looks like it will be an offside. And now we'll have an opportunity for the Heidelberg substitution. It will be Bourgeois coming off here and replaced here by Peter Klaassen. A really imposing figure is Peter Klaassen, a big fella, so they're looking to try maybe be a bit more direct. He's a player to certainly watch. So Bourgeois takes his exit after just over 70 minutes played. And on comes Klaassen. Came across from Redlands United. Debuted last week against Preston. To see him out there now for 20 minutes to try and have his impact on this contest.
A lot of height with the Burger coming on. So we'll look to try to utilise that, I'm sure, from crossing opportunities. Collins long for Fulton. Yakakawa coming across. Lovely bit of skill from Asai Yakakawa. Heads it on towards Fulton. Clearance was firm from Alessi. Heidelberg looking to reinstate some order. Vidoropoulos. Chip ball for Fulton. Out comes Jamie Young, who claims with some authority. Does the veteran as things just perhaps looking to come to a momentary calm. It's the calm before the storm, perhaps, as Young will go long, searching for Soleimani. Chokdao heads away. Taylor wants to have this moving quickly. Well, that was the initial thought, and Soleimani will have the throw. Back towards Mehmeti. Make that Alessi rather. Jamie Young. Look to go long. Chokdao will get in the way. Soleimani comes across. Dow, not around Soleimani. Nice individual battle that's becoming on this broadcast side. Lesiotis trying to control it. Can't do so. He has to slide to try rekindle. As Markovic and a cheater come together. Lesiotis. Chip ball now forward for Heidelberg. Nice hold-up play from Klaassen. And the Burgers once more have an opportunity to just get their imprint inside their attacking half. Back towards Collins. Markovic. Lesiotis. Combined with Markovic. And now Jallo couldn't unlock that of Clark. Collins on the deck. Earns the foul. You can see the intent perhaps from the substitute of Klaassen. He's looking to run at pace and try perhaps catch both Mehmeti and his centre-back partner. Just in behind with his fresh injection of pace is Chokdao trying to step inside. Soleimani out for a cheater. The lone soldier, Chokdao a bit overzealous. And Dandenong Thunder have the free kick, which they take quickly. Lateral ball from Taylor. Bit of a defensive calamity momentarily from Decker. He wasn't able to use Mehmeti. And they managed to get away with it, Thunder, as it falls back with Jamie Young.
Long ball forward towards Soleimani. Dow getting back and doing some defensive duties. Well played again by Ben Collins. He's been fantastic all evening. And he wins the free kick. Looks to take it quickly, and Clark was in his way, and it will be coming back, even though the Thunder bench were calling for play on, but
that's the last warning.
Yep.
Adam Pinnock is walking the tightest tight ropes at the minute, considering that is the final warning from the fourth official.
Well, he's on a yellow card, as you mentioned, Adam, and still having words there with the fourth official. Here's Collins. Adara bursting forward from midfield. Plays it out wide. Fulton. Adara gets to the byline and he wins the corner. So another set-piece opportunity here for Heidelberg. They've led twice in this game, been pegged back twice. Can they take the lead for a third time here? Dalibor Markovic slowly making his way over to take it. His left foot trusted for the in-swinger here. Collins up for the back for this one. You have to expect him and Peter Klaassen be two of the big targets in there. I'm going to play it short here to Lesiotis. Floats it into the area. It's actually not a bad ball, but a good grab there from Jamie Young. All his experience. He did very well there. Former A-League goalkeeper of the year, and he sends it long, and it's worked out okay for Wade Decker, who's timed his run well. Can he keep it alive? He does just enough, and he wins a corner.
What a release from Jamie Young. The goalkeepers tonight, I'm not sure exactly what instructions they've been given, but they have such a free-flowing way about them. And Jamie Young's gone long. A brilliant distribution to find Decker, who was crafty in earning the corner. Really enjoying the goalkeeper's implication upon the contest in an offensive manner.
Well, in this game, I mean, when you look at this pitch, it's not the biggest of pitches. You almost need to time it perfectly, almost like you're a punter out there. You don't want to put it too far long, otherwise you don't want to put the ball into give the ball to the other team. So here's a chance now for Thunder as the ball is whipped into the near post, and Clark off the post, and it's helped in by Hassan Jalou! And the Thunder are in front! What a turnaround! Goal number 4 of the season for Jalou. He didn't know too much about it, but he forced it over the line. And Dandy Thunder lead for the first time today.
They turn it around. They were trailing. It was 2-1 at one stage, but it's 3-2. A 2-goal turnaround completed with 10 minutes of regulation time left. The initial corner was crossed in. The header smacked the post. Souza was suspended in thin air, but Jalou was there instinctively to put it beyond the keeper. And they've completed the turnaround for now, Dandy Thunder. We said how even it was between these two sides heading into match day 5 of the men's competition. And the contest has showcased one of equal measure, but it's the hosts who have hit the front.
What a game of football. It's twisted, it's turned, and Dandy Thunder now lead. They will make a substitution in just a moment. Lesiotis sending it long straight from kickoff, and it will be Jock Aquin who comes on here, making his Dandy Thunder debut, and who spent time in the Western Sydney Wanderers youth setup, Croydon Kings and Adelaide Raiders as well. So an opportunity here for the 18-year-old to come on here for Dandy Thunder for the final few minutes, and it will be one last contribution and one potentially game-winning contribution from Hassan Jalou. Scored the goal to put Thunder in the lead. He takes his exit, and he's replaced here by Jock Aquin, who comes onto the field to try and help Thunder preserve the 3 points here.
Well, just got to try and get my composure there, Nick Tabato. It's the fourth official. Has certainly been dealing with some perhaps tricky customers this evening. Perhaps an electronic board might be an idea that's implemented in the near future in FV competition, as Ben Collins just impeding that of Wade Decker. And Dandy Thunder are looking perhaps to just put this game on ice with another goal. Suleimani, a cheater. The overlap was there, although Markovic was there to just stab the ball out of play. Well, we've seen it all in this contest so far. It's now on the visitors to turn things around on the scoreboard. Decker not earning a corner that time around. Falls back to Souza, who will receive it short from Collins. They're trying to pass their way out of this heavy press at Heidelberg. Yaron Souza looking to break the lines. Lesiotis. First touch, those goes back to his keeper. The press arrives from Thunder. Collins, he has that within his arsenal, doesn't he? The captain, Ismaili, sent perhaps through the shops as Yokokawa not really having a glance up at play, and Bolt turns it over. And the home fans are appreciative of such. The captain Suleimani going down the line. Markovic, but underneath the header. Second attempt with it. Goal side, he wasn't. And now Clark strolling in. There's a chance now to seal it. Akian chipped in towards that of the arriving Achida. Danger not averted yet for Heidelberg as, well, commentator's curse just impeding the substitute of Jokakian, who's really miscued that crossing opportunity. And Johnny Anastasiadis is just instructing out of Heidelberg's substitute of Jokakian to just stay further up the pitch as they try hunt for an equaliser. And as Aaron Souza is just struggling to get a match ball alive and underway. He does so now with Collins. Markovic, very long down the line. Nice ball for Klaassen. Suleimani works it back. It falls all the way back to Jamie Young, who takes a touch. Sends it long. Akia will earn a throw-in. Some real moments of tension. And well, it's difficult to really pinpoint where this one can go from here, as initially it looked as if Decker was going to control it. He does so. It bounces off the back of a Dandy Thunder shirt in the engine room. It's getting a bit messy. Nice lateral pass by Taylor. Allows for Suleimani to venture forward. Achida. Overlap was there. Shock down. Delegates the situation nicely for Yokokawa. Lesiotis trying to take the game on. Skips beyond Decker. Has McGowan out wide. McGowan sends it forward for Dow. Meets it with his head. Trying to give some service for Klaassen. Pedestrian from Lesiotis, and Thunder have a throw-in.
5 minutes of regulation time remaining. Dandy Thunder have turned this game around and lead 3-2. They were down 1-0, they were down 2-1. But at the moment, Hassan Jalot's goal, along with Ali Suleimani's brace from the spot, looks set to be the difference, unless Heidelberg can turn things around late. Long ball from Alessi. Sets a task for Decker. Collins does really well. Markovic skips past a cheater and goes to ground from the challenge there from Decker. Now Heidelberg won't be panicking. There's still time for them to be able to get something from this game. But Dandy Thunder, they have left points on the table already this season when they've led late in games, and they'd be hoping to avoid a similar fate here, but they win a corner here, do the Burgers. John Anastasiadis calling for the players to get forward here. Dandy Thunder, of course, were leading 1-0 against Hume. Went on to lose 2-1 after 2 late goals there from Lloyd Isgrove, and then in the Dandy Derby, up 2-1 for George Lambateridis to this end of the ground, scored a last-minute equaliser to save a point for Dandy City. Ball whipped into the near post. Will be coming back, though. Into the area. It's actually not a bad ball. Van Ameringen comes down here to Fletcher Fulton. Here's Yokokawa, cuts inside. Yokokawa deflected, calls for a penalty. And the Heidelberg players can't believe it, as can the Heidelberg technical area. They believe they should have had a spot kick.
And Johnny A was practically the 12th man. The Burgers very bemused, perhaps, by that decision, and the protests won't go silent into the night. They're still pleading their case.
Well, it was almost impossible for us to tell from our commentary position, Adam, because, of course, there was a sea of bodies inside the area. But given the nature of the protest, you wonder, is that just an area of desperation, or was there potentially something to it? But Michael Mammis, you saw he was instructing. He said the arm was next to the body and in a natural position as Klaassen brings under his control. Still going, Peter Klaassen. But the flag is up. And it's an offside, and Thunder can breathe a sigh of relief.
And it must be said, Johnny Anastasiadis is rather the reserved man, Nick Tabana. He has some experience with him, of course. Down the line in FV commentary and perhaps some media obligations for Heidelberg at a certain stage. He's rather a reserved character. To see him act in this nature is, well, the first on my end. And, well, in fact, there you have it. He's been sent his marching orders. The red card issued to Johnny Anastasiadis, who wasn't very fond of the decisions made by the match officials. And, well, he's just having a chat that, well, he's rather fond of Dandy Thunder, in all honesty. He's disclosing how we are all friends here, although he's not exactly too fond of the officiating so far tonight. And, well, Heidelberg trailing by a goal and are without their manager. Can they still have any resolve left as this game just comes to its dying embers? Thunder realise the severity of the situation. Heidelberg taking a while to get the throw underway.
I think
the Dandenong Thunder fans are getting around their players now.
They're really making some voice on this near side, aren't they? Not only in that little sort of balcony there, but right down in the corner. Now letting Dalibor Markovic know about that one. See Savas Patikas, the assistant, sort of having to assume the coaching duties for now. Uchida goes to ground. Free kick here to Dandy Thunder. More precious seconds come off the clock. And just looking at that fourth official board, looks like we're going to have 5 minutes of added time. So still more twists and turns potentially in this script. The Thunder will be in no rush to take this free kick. Every second worth its weight in gold. Captain Soleimani straight to the corner. He's 2 penalties twice, bringing Thunder level in this game. Hassan Jalot helping in the winner. Didn't really know too much about it, but just willed it over the line to give Thunder the lead. But this could be a famous win for Dandy Thunder and really set themselves up for an impressive campaign. And that's a foul throw against Yuki Uchida. Don't see those paid too often. 5 minutes of added time. Can Heidelberg turn this contest around? Can they find a point, or can Thunder hang on to all three as the long ball forward, a bit too much for Clark, and Souza collects? He was key in that all-important goal for Heidelberg to give them the lead through Fletcher Fulton. Do they have one last push in them? McGowan. Yokokawa. And Thunder can take more seconds off the clock here.
Damage control now at the side in front, the hosts looking for their third win this campaign. And these next 4.5 minutes will feel like hours for them. Long throw down the line. McGowan heads it on towards Adiara. Markovic. Bit pedestrian. Decker trying to latch on. Collins standing tall. As Souza goes long. Fulton trying to flick on. Now Yokokawa. He goes for the chip. Yokokawa. And, well, he'll believe that it was on. Jamie Young never really looked too bothered by it. He wasn't exactly too far off his line to call upon the chip. There's options left and right for Asai Yokokawa, in which were never acknowledged. And so Jamie Young will have the ball, and he'll just look to take these valuable seconds off the clock.
Don't mind the attempt from Yokokawa. It would have been some amazing goal if he was able to pull it off, but you get the sense at this stage of the game, it's desperation stakes. Maybe just, could have waited just a moment and looked for a teammate, but just plays perfectly into Thunder's hands right now. Young goes long. Clark in a tussle here with Markovic. Another throw in here for the home side. More seconds off the clock. Soleimani. Good touch there from Clark. Uchida. He won the penalty That got the Thunder level at 1-1. Clark looking for Decker, but he's offside. So the Burgers, they need to go. There's only seconds remaining. You'd think only a matter of minutes for the Burgers if they're going to be able to get themselves back in this game and get themselves a point. Fulton wins possession, looking to play it through. McGowan was making the run, and well played there by Van Amerengen. Not cleared entirely. Fulton goes to ground, and that's a free kick. In a very dangerous position here for Heidelberg. Perhaps one last roll of the dice, and Jared Souza is up from the back.
He couldn't, could he?
Well,
he couldn't, could he? He's already provided one. Could you imagine the script? And this ground here, Nick DeBano, is no stranger for what could potentially be on the cards now for Heidelberg. If it's to happen, it would be unreal.
It was Pierce Clark last year for Dandy Thunder who scored a last-minute equaliser. But now Heidelberg, they're going all in here. Ball whipped into the area, was waiting for Collins. McGowan brings under his control, fires, and Young makes the save. A big stop there from Jamie Young, and he can take the precious seconds off, but Jared Souza, he needs to get back. But Jamie Young is in no rush to get things moving. Clark. Bounds it out for a throw-in. Another change here for Dandy Thunder. And it's going to be Jay Romanovsky to be brought on here to take more seconds off the clock. Well, it looks like they're just going to put that sub on hold. Michael Mamis is not given the go-ahead just yet. Telling Thunder to get play moving. Clark. Decker. Cleared away by McGowan. Klaassen brings it under his control. Knocks it forward. Yokokawa. Still going Asahi Yokokawa. Has Klaassen in support. He finds Klaassen. Klaassen shoots. And it's cleared. It was Ismaili getting back. And it's cleared away. In fact, it was actually Daniel Alessi who cleared it away, and Ismaili helped it on its way. Bit of an awkward shot there from Klaassen. Just P-rolled along the ground. And it gave Alessi enough time to get back.
Yokokawa ran with pace. He was waiting for the opening. Fell for Klaassen, although this would have to surely be the final play of tonight's instalment here at George Andrews. We've gone beyond the 5 minutes of additional time. Simply the last roll of the dice for the Burgers. What can they conjure up? There's been twists and turns in this one. Collins inside the box, turning the captain. Cross comes in. Klaassen. It's getting very scrappy. Jamie Young will come out with a sweep. And, well, Michael Manis's whistle sounded. It will be Jamie Young's ball. And surely the 3 points all wrapped up now for Dandy Thunder.
Desperate goalkeeping there from Jamie Young, but all his experience on show there, Adam. Courageous stuff, coming off his line, collecting it, showing no fear, and a massive moment there for Thunder.
And that surely would have to be that. The Burgers rolled the dice. The hearts were in the mouths of those around George Andrews' reserve. Jamie Young had all the ice in his veins to come out off his line. A yellow card for perhaps just bleeding the clock out and ensuring this is the final exchange in today's contest, which had everything. Jamie Young to send it long into the night sky. Although Michael Manis hasn't looked at his whistle, nor watch yet. There might be one last roll of the dice. McGowan went for Fulton. Mehmeti's gone for Broke. And, well, Michael Manis still having a glance of his watch, Nick DeBano.
He's unmoved.
I don't think this one looks like it's going to end anytime soon. Heidelberg still with an opportunity. Theodoropoulos went long. McGowan went to ground. But Dandy Thunder have the 3 points. They complete the turnaround. They were trailing by a goal on 2 occasions, but found the means necessary to keep themselves in the winners' column and overcome the odds to win by 3-2. What a contest that was, Nick DeBano.
And breathe. What a game. What a game of football. Twists and turns all throughout. Heidelberg leading through Max Basetto at half-time. Dandy Thunder, though, had their chances. You could argue they were the better team in that first half, and the Burgers did just take that opportunity, which had them in the lead. The penalty there from Ali Soleimani to bring Thunder level. Then what a goal it was from Fletcher Fulton to give Heidelberg the lead. And at that point, you thought perhaps Heidelberg are going to go on here and claim all 3 points. But literally within seconds, Soleimani again from the spot, bringing Thunder level. And then a mad scramble right at the end there. And Hassan Jalot knocking home the all-important winner there for Dandy Thunder. And they come away with a massive win. It's a statement win for them, beating one of the top dogs in the league and putting themselves firmly in the finals conversation this year. And what a result that is for Adam Pittick's side. For Heidelberg, though, back to the drawing board, back at home. Well, technically, they're home away from home next week against Hume City at the home of the Matildas. But Dandy Thunder, they take on South Melbourne next week. And we know Dandy Thunder, they're going to be potentially smelling a bit of a wounded beast. We saw South Melbourne go down, and they will be going in with all the confidence heading into that contest. But with ACDC playing, that's time for us to sign off here at George Andrews Reserve. It's as good a time as ever. Thank you very much, Adam Palombi, for joining me, and thank you very much for everyone at home. Nick DeBano signing off here. The final score, Dandenong Thunder 3, Heidelberg United 2.